Well, we're expecting at around lunchtime a vote on this rather crucial and big moment in some regards for the car industry and indeed for the European Union. As you may remember, we did have all that controversy a couple of years ago about European manufacturers not adhering to carbon emissions, that they were essentially cheating tests. We know that in the United States, Donald Trump has reduced or all but scrapped those carbon emission targets. And so the European Union feels it needs to step up to the plate, that it needs to go further. Now, the Commission had initially proposed that there would be a reduction in carbon emissions of around 30% by 2025, though the Parliament today are going to go one step further, at least vote on going one step further, of reducing emissions by up to 45% by 2030. Now, we are expecting this vote to pass. There is clearly opposition within the Parliament, not least of all from the Germans. We know that Angela Merkel has told her MEPs to vote against this. But in saying that, even if it does pass today, even if it does go through the Parliament, it will still have to be ratified by a majority of nations in the Council, and that could prove tricky, and that vote isn't until next year.
How big do we think this backlash against the vote, against the new regulations could be?
Well, I can tell you, in the corridors and in the rooms here in Strasbourg, there's been an awful lot of lobbying going on over the last couple of days from some of the car manufacturers who argue that this could be pretty devastating to some particular regions of the European Union, where car manufacturing is a big employer, employs 6% of all people in the EU. It's a big, of course, resource when it comes to R&D as well. And they point to the fact, these car manufacturers, that only 1.5% of vehicles on the roads in Europe are electric, that they need more time, essentially. For climate change activists, though, this is all about trying to make the right moves as soon as possible to save the environment. A big battle, but as I say, we are expecting this to pass here in Parliament today. Whether it will do at Council level, we'll have to wait and see.